Hello and welcome. I'm Raziel, and today is Thursday, which means I'm going to review a model today. And this is the last of the Wild West Exodus factions. We're on Cowboys, well, Lawmen. We did Jesse James last week, so let's continue with historical figures. And we have the legendary Wyatt Earp. Of course, Wyatt Earp has a history, and he is based on the actual Wyatt Earp of legend. Tombstone, OK Corral, Doc Holliday, his brothers, the legendary lawman himself. And as you can see, his armor is very much better put together than Jesse James was. This is very much a issued armor. It's not been cobbled together. It's basically this complete suit. Again, I love the actual detail on this model. I love the fact that this armor is very much, actual armor, and you can see how it's all joined together, how the extra bits are all connected, how the knees and everything is. I love the buckles on his legs here for his holsters. I love his gun as well. This gun with this nice little bit of embellishment here looks pretty nice, and I like the fact that he has his martial badge as well. And his pose isn't, static at all, which is always a good thing in my opinion. Having a nice kinetic model looks cool, but he looks like a leader as he was a leader. He's exactly as he should look. So this is a very nice looking model. The detail on the bullets on his belt here are really nice. Got the little holster here as well. And again, this is a very legendary character. It shows a very restrained look that is more than just, all posh and embellished and what you get with some other minis. It's very restrained. It looks like it's a very usable and purposeful built armor rather than having a lots of embellishment, even for a major character such as Wyatt Earp. As you can see, he has a robotic eye, a cybernetic eye here, which again looks pretty cool and adds that sort of sci-fi look that, of course, Wild West Exodus needs. And having an actual cowboy, an actual marshal of Tombstone be here and being able to be used in the game and having him as a major character is a massive benefit to the flavour of Wild West Exodus. It's one thing I do like about the Outlaws and the Lawmen is that they do add that flavour. They add that proper Western flavour here, and that looks more like a shotgun rather than a 6-shooter. A 6-shooter might have been looked a little bit cooler, but it is a shotgun and it looks really nice. It looks like a shotgun with an over-under barrel rather than a side-by-side. Or it could always be a pump action at the same time. I don't know which way. I would think more over-under than pump action, I should say. I love all these little details here, like how it's all strapped together. And again, it's an armor which is purposeful and it has a reason for being. It's not all embellished and full of designs and sparkly things. And if you look at his back, again, the armor looks exactly like it's meant to be. It's meant to look like a normal armor set, and it looks cool. And again, the cloak is very bland and very much it's a duster which needs to be a dust. It doesn't need to be anything else, and it's gently flowing in the wind as he's walking along. And the fact he's walking is also something really cool because it's a purposeful model. Everything about him is about purpose. It's about being a marshal, bringing law and justice to the Wild West. And his pose and everything is about that. He's pointing where he needs to go and how he's commanding everyone. The armor is very deliberate. It's very, that sort of purposeful, practical armor. And there's so little embellishment on him, which just adds so much more to him as a character, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. He's a great looking character. He's at £19, so he's not too badly priced. He's pretty cool, and if you're doing Lawmen, why wouldn't you want the legendary Wyatt Earp as part of your Lawmen? And here is his rule set. As you can see, he is pretty hardy. He's pretty slow at a quickness of 4. He has a decent shot at 4+ shot. His grit is 4+, which is pretty cool. So he's going to take a lot of damage. He's got a decent save there. You're saving around about 60% of the time. And his fight is 3+, which is even better, which means he's really handy in a close combat. You have Father Earp's Shooter, which, we've actually got to see this because it's got no range. It's a -2 and a rate of fire 1, so it's a decent piercing there. absolutely fantastic, and a rate of fire 1. Iron ASP Baton is a close combat weapon and has a rate of fire of 1. And you've got this. Now, this is the best weapon he has. The Blunt Line Specials, Close Work, Shred, and the Brutal. So he's got lethal, stun, and brutal abilities attached to his weapons, which makes him absolutely handy in combat. 12 inches, -2 piercing, and 2 shots. So I would probably use this one over the Father Earp, just because it's absolutely devastating in combat. If he is a combat beast, 20 points as well, which makes him on the pretty much low side for a legendary character, but definitely worth getting. He's worth 3 points. He's basically a must include. Personally, I don't think his model is as good as Jesse James. It's not as scenic. This is more of a model for the tabletop rather than a model to be paint and built, you know. And so let's have a look. We have several different rules. Let's have a look. The drag special action. This is actually quite a good one. This unit must make an aim check against an initial target within 7 inches. A successful causes the initial target to be stunned and immediately makes a free move action d5 inches. So basically roll a d10 and half it towards this unit. So basically, if he hits him, and he's then got to roll a d10, half that, and then he moves towards Wyatt Earp. Pretty cool. Where were we? Perfect. The initial target unit gains the disordered condition. If the initial target model moves out of coherency, the target model cannot be dragged out of the play area or into impassable terrain, but counts as moving, so trigger backstab, booby traps, etc. So you could drag them into a character who has backstab, and in the next move literally just kick the hell out of him if he doesn't die. Cool. He is inspirational, which is pretty much a common trait for most legendary characters. Anyway, is that actually legendary Wyatt Earp or just normal Wyatt Earp? Oh, it is Wyatt Earp. And Tin Man. The unit may use the mind attributes of any friendly martial unit within line of sight of this unit, or morale checks once per round. For the duration of the activation, this unit may gain a point of fortune within 7 inches of a friendly martial or sheriff unit, not including themselves, which is pretty cool. I think that's really nice. He's got some decent rules. He's pretty hardy in combat. He's going to be well worth taking. He's low point cost and well worth your money if you're going to do Lawmen for Wild West Exodus. Absolutely great model. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. This is the last of the Wild West Exodus range. We're out factions. We've gone through them all now. May do the Lost World Exodus next week. I probably will, actually, because we've got a Commonwealth model, and we have a Crown model to talk about, and an Empire model. So we've got some more to talk about. But that's the last of the Wild West Exodus of those legendary characters. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you were interested in buying old Wyatt Earp here, he is available on Wayland Games. Link down below, and free delivery after £20. Which means, yeah, you would have to pay delivery. You would just get him on his own, because he's 19 quid. So that's down below. There is also Forbidden Planet for your comics, merchandise, DVDs, manga, all that really cool stuff. Merchandise and comics and toys. There is also my merchandise, stickers, mugs, travel mugs, and, bags, all the usual stuff, t-shirts, that's down below as well. There is my comics as well, that's down below. One is about Little Red Riding Hood going ham on some cyborg werewolves, and the other is an anthology comic. There is Skyforge, not to forget that guy. Let's get him up in the algorithm, just for Google. And finally, Patreon, because business. Bye-bye.